want you to hold me down, 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 down forever.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kayla. I first just wanted to clarify that I'm telling the 101% truth, and I know that not all of you are going to believe a word that I say, because not everyone believes in spirits and ghosts and stuff like that, but I am telling the truth on all of these stories and everything that had happened, and I can actually bring my sister in here to clarify that all of this is true. Because she is my twin sister and we've been through everything together, so if I have seen something, like, she was most likely there. This is gonna be a long story because a lot of shit has happened to me. So grab your pizza, grab your friends, go get some Cheez-Its. I fucking love Cheez-Its. Yeah, this is gonna be a long story. Let's get started. So I have moved a lot. Money issues, realtor issues. I'm not gonna get into that, but yeah, I have moved a lot, like 10 houses since I was born. So I'm gonna tell you guys from the first house I moved in to the last house, which is this house that I'm in. And what actually got me to start to actually make this video, something happened to me a few days ago and I'm still terrified. So I'm gonna tell you guys, but that's gonna be at the end of the video, so make sure you guys stay and watch till the end. So the first paranormal stuff that has happened to me, I was 3. I lived in this old white farmhouse. I actually vlogged I went there a few months ago, and I'll link the vlog down below. I went there just to check it out and stuff because I lived there when I was younger and paranormal shit did happen, so me and my sister went back there, and I do remember some things that had happened and some things my parents have told me had happened. So the first thing is somebody or something would always knock and bang on the cellar door like it was trying to go out. If you've seen this house, you can tell that that shit is ate up with ghosts. My mom didn't really believe anything that happened in this house. Now she does. Dad was like, yeah, shit's happening. Because the first night that my parents had moved in, somebody was banging on the cellar door like it was trying to get out. Now, something that I remember that I know that no one is gonna believe me. My sister can vouch for me, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, like, people can vouch for me when I say this. So, me and my sister, Kristen, my twin sister, and my older sister, and my brother, we were all walking. I had like this long ass driveway. We were walking and I had like this little barn thing. There was a figure like dead ass, like a man with a hat killing a clown. I mean, we ran back home and my parents went back and it was gone. I don't fucking know, like, we all remember this. I still have dreams about it. I don't know why that happened, but yeah, that really freaked my parents out. And then my mom was like, "You're lying and stuff." We would not lie about that. Like, would lie about that. Yeah. Also, this house was like dirt ass cheap for this big, like 15, 16, 17, 18, a lot of rooms because the fact that it was haunted. The next thing my sister actually wrote down because I forgot, we were downstairs playing McDonald's food, like the fake food. We kept hearing somebody. Our parents were upstairs, so my sister remembered that. I don't really, my sister remembers everything. I don't really, but yeah, she wrote that down. And also when we went, like, a lot of shit happened in this house. If my parents were here, they could definitely like tell you everything that happened, but they aren't here, so they can't really do that. But yeah, so I do have the vlog to that, going back to that house down below. In that video, I actually think I have that video saved. If I do, I will put what I found in that video right here. There was a voice that had been caught on camera of a little girl saying, what was it? Come play with me or something. Yeah, that was when I was going back onto that video and I was editing, I had chills. Because we obviously didn't hear it in person when we were walking around the house and touring the house and stuff. Like, we didn't hear that voice, but when I went back to edit, it was there. So that is all I personally remember and my sister remember from that house. But that is where it all started. That's the start of all of this paranormal stuff. So I'm guessing like something followed us, or I don't know. But also when we went back into that house, there was Jesus stuff everywhere. There was cross stuff, like Bibles and shit. I really shouldn't cuss when I say that. But yeah, so me and my sister, we were like, oh, it's probably not haunted anymore. But then yeah, I went back to edit that video and I was like, fuck that. But yeah. So I used to, in my second house, I used to live next to this store, and the first thing that I remember is me and my sister, we had bunk beds, and I used to sleep on the bottom and she used to sleep on the top because I was hella scared of sleeping on the top because, like, what if I fell off and broke something? But yeah, so we were playing and there was cards on the floor, and when me and my sister woke up, cards were laying right next to her in like a pyramid shape. So we don't know who did it to this day. My parents said that they didn't do it, I didn't do it, she didn't do it, none of us did it, so we don't know how that happened. That was terrifying. I've never seen this person or thing before, but my mom and my sister both, they saw a man in a top hat standing in the hallway, because we had a long hallway. They saw him standing there, and then he was gone. If I would have saw this, I probably would have shit my pants, to be honest. But yeah, I didn't see it, but yeah, they saw it. And while my dad was sleeping one night, the blanket ripped off of him. Like, somebody pulled it off of him. And he remembers that to this day. Like, he was terrified. And I remember him, like, freaking out and shit. So, I'm not lying either. Like, this was dead ass. My dad doesn't get scared, but he was definitely scared, so. And in this house, I used to always have bad dreams. And I was young. I was like 6 or 7. I used to have bad dreams about a doll. My mom used to have like a bunch of dolls, and I used to have dreams about those dolls like every night for some reason. I don't fuck with dolls now because of all those bad dreams. So that is all for that house. I was young, so I don't remember like a lot of the stuff. So in one of my recent houses, I lived in a townhouse. This is the house where I remember everything from. And you guys are gonna freak the fuck out because I just thinking about it, like, chills. I lived in a townhouse, and right across from my townhouse there was a funeral home. I lived right in front of a funeral home. And if you walk like not that far, it's literally across the street, there is a Civil War museum. I'll put it right here. I don't live there anymore, so if you guys like want to try to stalk me, like, you can't because I don't live there anymore. But yeah, this is the Civil War museum, and I lived right there. So the first thing that happened was we used to always go to the Civil War museum just to like take pictures and stuff to see if we could see anything, and also the funeral home. So we walked over to the Civil War Museum one night, and there was a woman standing clear as day on the stairs. No one believed me, right? I was screaming. I was like, I was just with my 2 friends, and I ran home, and I didn't go to the Civil War Museum after that until like a few weeks later. So every time we would take pictures, there would always be orbs. If you don't know what that is, it's like spirits, and it's just like these little circle things that have like faces on them. There would always be those near near a window. My dad also saw a face in the window when he looked with my cousin. They looked in the window and there was a face. My dad was terrified then. He was really white, and he well, he was really scared. Obviously, like, everyone would be scared. Yeah, there would always be orbs and stuff. And then one night we were walking, and in front of the funeral home, my dad snapped a picture, and on the camera we didn't see anything, and we got them printed out. And we got it printed out, and no one else saw it besides me. I was upstairs, and I was looking at it. My face just like fell. I was so white. I don't know if we still have the picture. There was an old lady with a blue skirt on, and like an old lady shirt, except the head, you couldn't, like, the picture was cut off so you couldn't see her head, but you could see half of her body. Nobody was standing there when we took the picture. There was no old lady. This body and figure was see-through. So I went downstairs and I told my parents, and I was like, look, and they're like, no shit. And like, yeah, shit was crazy. And I'm like, it didn't really, like, if it was like a demon or something, like, I would be more scared, but I wasn't like completely scared because it was just an old lady, and it wasn't like anything that would probably like harm me. I always thought about it, and I was like, that old lady could be in my house right now. And the last thing that I remember from that house is I took a picture in my room one day because I had just painted my dresser. So I took a picture of that. There was a face, like, chilling. Like, I had like this chair beside my dresser, and it was like chilling like under the chair. There was just a face of like a man or something. I don't have that picture anymore. I don't think. It might actually be on one of my old Instagram accounts. I'll try to find it. If I do, I'll put it right here. I lived in this house. It had like a pool and stuff. It was lit. We would always just hear shit in my basement when nobody was down there, and also objects were being like relocated. So if we put something right here, it would be somewhere else. Not much stuff happened in this house. I don't think this house was haunted. Maybe it was just like a brain thing, like all my other houses were haunted, so this one had to be haunted. I don't know. Yeah, nothing really happened in that house. In the last house that I lived in, I was sleeping one night and there was loud footsteps by my door. I literally couldn't move. I was just standing there like this, like, what the fuck is going on? I then get up and I open my door and everyone was asleep. This was at like 3 or 4 a.m. Everyone was asleep and I heard loud footsteps. It was so loud. The next thing that happened was my twin saw what looked to be a man in front of the washing machine. She walked into the living room from her room. She thought that she saw a figure, which is probably right because what I'm about to tell you. Not only have we experienced things in this house, my neighbors actually experienced something too. So my neighbor, I used to babysit for her. She came over one day. She was so scared. She was shaking. And she said that she saw someone and she kept hearing shit in her house. So like we saw her running from her house to our house, like through the window, and she was like freaking out, which got me freaking out. I had like the worst anxiety. I was like, oh fuck, what happened? Because I thought something happened to her son, the one that I used to babysit. She grabbed her son, ran over to my house, and she told us what happened. My mom and her went back over there. She had placed a knife on this little side table near her couch. The knife ended up being in the bathroom sink. Yeah, the knife was relocated from where she put it, so that got us freaked out. So she just stayed until her husband came home. Yeah. And she actually ended up moving right after us, so she no longer lives there. And what we also found out is that we had like a pond, and beside the pond, it used to be a war place. My dad has found like old bullets and stuff. I actually have them in there. Yeah, so there definitely was something in my old house. Yeah. So now on to what you guys have been waiting for probably is this house. The house that I currently live in. So So I moved here about a few months ago. If you guys like follow me on my social media, you would know that I moved in here a few months ago. So every night I actually don't have blinds on this window, and this window the blinds are broken. I hear thumping at my windows all the time, like weird ass thumping. I quickly want to say that my cousin used to live here. He used to rent off this house. He has actually experienced some things, like my little cousin said that he saw a figure. Like I don't want to say things because like I don't know if I should say this because a lot of you are not gonna believe me. He saw a man with like, what is it, like like a demon. That's all I'm gonna say. He saw a demon. Not gonna go into detail of what it looked like because you guys are gonna be like, what the fuck, why is this bitch lying? I'm completely not lying, but yeah. And my dad actually heard a growl noise outside, which was probably that demon. And of course, the room that I stay in is the one that's haunted outside my windows, so fantastic. Wouldn't that be crazy if something just like fucking happened? Things get pushed off the tables, countertops, etc. So the other day, which what made me film this video, I was asleep at 2:30 a.m. and I woke up to the sound of my radio being thrown off of my dresser onto the floor. My radio broke. I can no longer use it. And I have this pointy arrow like necklace holder thing, and it had all my necklaces on it, like it was heavy. It was laying right at the end of my bed. My cat was asleep next to me, so it was not my cat. Plus, she couldn't move that anyways. Yeah, so of course that fucking scared me, and I was actually having a bad dream, and this like woke me up. My cats always stare at shit that's not there, and they move their eyes throughout the room. That happens like almost every night. And we always hear footsteps in my house. So yeah, there definitely is something in this house. I just don't want to think about it too much, because dear God knows what the fuck is here. A demon, a spirit, like something's definitely here, because my radio literally flew off. And also I stayed awake for a few minutes, and when I looked back, the cord of my radio, because I had put my radio back onto the dresser, the cord of the radio like flew off, like flew down. So, and I always feel like there's something in my room. And last night I kept hearing something at that window, and the one that I don't have the blinds at, and I felt like something was there, like in front of my window or something, and my cat was looking. My cat, every time I feel like something's there, my cat looks. So it's weird how that kind of works, how cats can see things that we can't. And I don't have any friends, but like if I did, like after telling you guys these things, no one is gonna want to spend the night with me. I'm sorry. But yeah, I have a lot of paranormal shit that has happened to me, and we all think that it follows my dad, because when he was younger, he used to get followed by ghosts and shit. So we feel like, since there's shit in every single house that we live at, we feel like it like follows him. Sorry, Dad, but we're pretty sure that it follows you. I can definitely make a part 2 on this because more stuff has happened. These are just some things that I decided to tell you guys. And yeah, I know that not all of you are going to believe me, but I really hope you guys do, because I would not lie to you guys. And hold on. Kristen! Come here! I need you in my video. Like not be in the video. I just want to ask you a question. You don't have to be in it. I just need them to hear you. Or not. My sister would not come here because she said that she looks bad, but she definitely would vouch for me if she wasn't here. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up, leave it a comment below, subscribe. I also forgot to mention that I did do a Ouija board in one of these houses, but literally nothing happened. Like, I did it with my friend, nothing happened, and my friend, we tried to burn it and shit, and it burned a little bit, but then the fire went out, so we couldn't see if it like would burn all the way, and yeah. And I had the Ouija board outside on this little step stool thing, and the next day the Ouija board was gone. It was a heavy Ouija board, so the wind couldn't have done it, and it wasn't even windy outside. I don't know where that Ouija board is to this day. Don't do a Ouija board. Even though nothing happened to me, it doesn't mean that it can't happen to you. Maybe we did it wrong or something, but yeah, do not do a Ouija board. My mom did one when she was younger. A lot of shit happened. My dad refuses to tell the story about when he did it. Yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, leave your comments below, subscribe. If you have any paranormal experience yourself, leave them down below because I would love to hear them. Stay happy. Go check out my last video. Bye, guys. Start with is my biggest present that I got, something that I never dreamed that I would actually get for Christmas.